Clopper's over right now trying to make AN lines for, what's this? Is this for your fuel? Yeah, it's -6 fuel line. And it keeps backing out. I've never had this issue of actually pushing out on me. If we need to, we can put grease on it. That won't hurt anything. It'll help it spit. Is it still pushing it out? Yeah. So if we need to, we can put grease on it. This will help it keep it from pushing down on it. I've never had to. This is the first time I've actually ever seen it, heard of this happening, but I've never physically seen it happen. So we can always put grease on it here. I did pick up this last night. The CD009. Zach actually already has one in his car. He has an MK4 Supra too. So yeah, so this is next up to be done. Bell housing's actually already been cut off of the CD009. I bought this from Freed Engineering from Ben Freed, so thank you very much, buddy. Showed you guys last time also. I already have a J3 bell housing off an automatic Supra, or is it off an Aristo? Is the J3 off an Aristo, or do you even know? Because you use the flange style, so that's different. So I need to figure out all the other stuff I need to buy yet, but I'm getting there. I have the rear end now. I have the transmission. I just need to start piecing things together and hope it goes in smoothly. So some of the issues we're going to run into, Zach kind of pointed out to me, which I didn't know. So yeah. So this center section here is stupid wide. So this is going to cause me issues getting it down the tunnel itself. Apparently it likes to hit against the, I guess, the drive tunnel, which I really don't want to beat that in with a hammer. So he's saying about, I guess, pulling up on the engine slightly and hopefully tilting it down some so I can hopefully lift this up into the tunnel. I don't really want to do that, but if I have to, I will. Like I was saying, Zach just left now here, so I can talk a little bit more on this. So they already cut the bell housing off for this, guys. So normally the CD009 would have a normal bell housing that comes out to here. But because I'm using a different style adapter for this, I have to use a stock bell housing from a non-turbo, or I'm sorry, not turbo, from an automatic turbo transmission for a 2JZ GTE. Bolts up to this using an adapter that Brett Collins makes from Collins Adapters. Now, I think there's other adapters out there also, but his seems to be the most common, and you can buy it as a whole. So I can buy the kit, shifter, driveline, everything comes with it except the rear end. So you can buy everything already done, makes it much easier for setup, and helps me with everything too. There's some little things I would have to take off still. Now, this transmission I don't believe is perfect, but I've got it for such a cheap deal that I was willing to take the risk with it. And if anything, it'll help me as a mock-up piece, and if I need to, I can always scrap it for something else. It's not that big of a deal, or I could always steal parts of it for another trans. So for as cheap as I got it for, I wasn't really too upset about it. So yeah, so I need to start working on this here now, kind of look up a little bit more information. It's a little new to me. The only thing I'm really worried about, like I said before, is the center section here itself. I'm hoping I don't have to beat in the tunnel. I don't like doing that kind of thing. I like to keep the car as original as possible. I don't think anyone wants to beat in the firewall or even the drive tunnel of their car if they don't have to. But because I don't have the choice of getting a V160, the W58 won't hold up, so I'm very limited. T56, I was looking at that. That is an option. I could get it to bolt up, but I also saw you have to do the same thing, and it's pretty much guaranteed you have to beat in the drive line area, or the drive tunnel area. It also shifts the same too. It's very tight. No one has like a perfect shift mount for it also. So this is much cheaper than the T56, plus for the fact that I have the 3.13 rear end that's sitting over there. That rear end will not work with the T56. The gearing is way too low, so I'd have to try and sell that. Then either buy a Ford 9-inch, or I'd have to buy a automatic twin turbo rear end. So that already has a TRD diff in it. I already have this. I didn't want to screw with anything else. I have the axles for it also. Now that I have this, it puts me that one step closer to where I need to be. This is going to be a little bit of a learning process for me, but I'm willing to take the time and try to learn it. Thank God that this car doesn't have to run today. But I still have the W58 in it, so I will be able to turn it on here shortly for you guys. Jose said he's going to actually overnight me the harness, which I'm pretty excited about. He says he's going to finish it up to here today, which today is Saturday. Going to get it shipped out, and I should be able to have it in. If he overnights it, I'm not sure if they deliver on Sundays, how that works, because I'm not sure who he's using. But I'm assuming I would have it either Monday or Tuesday at the latest. It's coming from California. If he truly overnights it, I would expect for it to be here by Monday. Tuesday at the latest, and something should be wrong, he should be refunded if he truly overnights it. So waiting on that right now. If I get all that stuff done, I can get it in and try to start it. John Kerr already sent me the base map. He got back to me quite quick. I'm very impressed with him so far. I wasn't actually expecting to have a base map and everything already set up and done. He's very thorough. That's one thing I was very happy with. He asked me question after question after question, which I was happy. When someone's vague and said, no, I got it, that's when I start to worry. When someone wants all the details, it makes me happy. I gave him everything I possibly could about the car and a little bit more than I probably had to, but I think that's appreciated versus only giving a little bit of information and being very vague. So I kind of went overkill with information to John, but hopefully he appreciated it, and hopefully everything starts up nice. Now he even said too, to record everything, the data, when I go to turn the car on, it might not start perfectly, it might have a little trouble. So I'm gonna record everything if you can see where the injector duty cycle's at, where the car is trying to misfire, if it's misfiring, if it has any knock on the start, which it shouldn't. Just to give them any bit of information I could possibly give back to him so you can help me try to get the car running a little bit better too. I can fully get it up to the Mustang dyno he has up in Carlisle. So waiting on that stuff, getting there soon. So hopefully guys, Monday or Tuesday I'll have a sweet update for you and the car will be making noise. Let's hope I did everything right. Okay, after speaking with you guys a little bit on the CD009, the next thing I want to do with the transmission here and kind of go with the detail of it, I'm going to go out here and buy a whiteboard. What I'm going to do with the whiteboard is try to write down every little thing, every little detail that goes into the swap to try and make this as step-by-step and as easy as possible as I can. I'm also going to list out pricing of everything and where I'm going to start at and where I'm going to end up with. So I'm going to also try and sell my W58, so that's going to affect the cost, but I'll put that on the board also showing where I start and where I end. So if you're going to start from scratch, I'd like to show you guys that, showing that you have no skin in the game, you have nothing supplied, show you what everything's going to cost roughly, as there's going to be some used parts in there, and obviously the price for that can change. Some people are able to get the stuff for free. I was able to get some parts for free, luckily. Some other people are not going to be as fortunate. So I'm going to try to do the best I can and get everything labeled for you and show everything in detail that you'll need for this swap. It's not going to be 100% perfect, as I'm not a shop and I try to keep on track. I've seen the comments. I am a little over the place, guys. I do have truly diagnosed horrible ADD, or just IDD. It's just something I've dealt with my entire life. I like to think mechanically inclined. I'm very good at working with my hands and stuff. I can work on computers and everything, but my biggest issue, and I've actually seen complaints from my boss that said I do a great job at what I do, it's just that I'm all over the place when I do it. It's just how I am. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I fight it all the time. I try not to use the medicine as I try to fight it, but it's always winning, sadly, so I might actually have to end up going back on medicine again at some time. I don't want to, but it is one of those things. So to try and get back on track here, I will try to label everything for you guys, get everything down for the CD009 swap, hopefully help make this easy for anyone with an SC300 or an MK4 Supra, as the chassis are pretty much the same thing, so it should work pretty much for both cars. So I'll try to keep you guys as updated as possible and try to keep this as fluent and as easy to follow as possible. So going with what happened yesterday, I actually went to the DC Auto Show. Trying to take a little bit of footage, but being honest, that's not really what I'm trying to gear this channel towards. I'm not sure if you guys even want to see that kind of stuff or not. That's not really what I'm into. Like, I went there and it was fun, but one thing I realized when I tried to take footage was I really didn't get to enjoy the show all that much. I was too focused on trying to get cars or trying to do this, that, or the other. I didn't get to enjoy and actually see the cars I wanted to see because I was too busy trying to get the right shot or worry about that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I don't want to do that. That's not fun to me. I do this because it's fun. I do this because I get to help people. I don't feel like showing you some random cars that you can go down to a dealership and see is going to help you all that much. I do this because I hopefully can give some people some help with this project or any other project they have with their car. I've gotten quite a few emails so far, and it's been awesome. I love helping you guys. If I don't always respond back, I try to do the best I can. It is very hard for me at times, as I do have a life outside of YouTube, obviously. I do have a full-time job at this time, so I try to balance this as best I can. I also do engineering work on the side too, so I mean, I'm getting only a couple hours of sleep at night right now, trying to keep up with all this, trying to do editing, trying to go through everything, trying to respond to comments. So please be patient with me. I really am trying my best. I do appreciate everything you guys do. I do appreciate every time you guys comment back. It's quite nice to see that people actually do care and they do appreciate the content I put out. I know it's not always perfect, but I do the best I can. For the DC Auto Show, I mean, I'll maybe throw up right now. We'll cover my face at this point and show you just some of the small clips I grabbed from it. It's nothing great. The show was okay at best. I would never recommend it, in my opinion, to someone else. It was okay, but if you're going to do one of these, you need to go out to the Detroit Auto Show they have once a year and go to the big boy if you're going to do it. Spend the money and go out. Or if you're going to do something even like that, go to the PRI if you're into technical work. That's in Indiana, I believe. And if you want to go to a showboat event, go to SEMA. I think I'd like to attend SEMA just one time, but I believe you have to have your business license. I happen to have my LLC through Pure Function, so I'm able to go to an event like that. but I'm not sure if someone off the street can. I could be wrong. Please let me know. I've never been to this event, so I don't know. There's a few people in my small little town that have been, but they all own their own businesses. So I'm assuming you have to have some type of license or some type of business of some sort to even attend the event, which I know on top of that is a lot of moolah. So thank you guys very much as usual. I think that's going to be it for this one. So this will be going over the CD009, a little bit on the DC Auto Show, which wasn't all that great. And yeah, so I'm hoping to keep you guys updated. I'll hopefully go forward with the CD009. I'm going to make this a project file for YouTube, so I'll try to put this over with where the Supra build is. This won't be the Supra build per se. I think I'm going to make this its own little thing, as I think there's a lot of people out there who search for this and never get quite the information they want. So I'm going to try and make this its own little section and call it the CD009 build, or come up with some cool name, something for it. Maybe you guys can give me an idea for this. So I'll give this one a name for now, and maybe even change it here in the future. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much as usual. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and have a great day, guys.